Hey, are you looking for guidance on how to set the strategic plan for your organization's expansion across Africa? If you're a country manager, country director, sales manager in charge of the African division of your business, this is probably top of the mind for you. The challenge with defining a clear strategy for expansion in Africa is that there's so many questions and so many moving parts to deal with, right? You are dealing with questions like, what are the top markets to focus on? How do you expand within each market? How much resources do you dedicate to hit all these goals that you've set? Which markets will give you the highest ROI in 1, 2, 5, and 10 years? These can be hard to set because finding information to build a plan with is quite challenging, especially in Africa. There are hardly consolidated databases of information, and also internally, your organization's expansion plans from headquarters could be changing frequently. So it's hard to stick to a particular strategy. You also might only have limited resources within the organization, a lot of organization changes. This, or even your busy schedule, you're traveling around, shuttling between conferences, going to different countries. It's hard to think strategically. And sometimes you might just end up with some what we call vanity stats that don't really move the needle forward, such as we just need to be in the biggest markets. But why? Do those markets require your solution? Maybe there are other markets that are more important for you. These can all lead to confusion, frustration, and you end up not making progress. Meanwhile, your boss and headquarters keep demanding for results every month, every quarter, and this could be very frustrating. Although the African market is very appealing, the diversity that comes with all 54 countries can be quite challenging for a business manager. To set a good strategic plan, you need good information, and getting this information is quite challenging, just to say the least. A lot of it is fragmented, a lot of it is housed in different places, and a lot of it is just not documented. So how do you create a strategic plan when you're having difficulty finding information to start with? Some managers just progress with a trial and error method and just see wherever they can go to move forward with their plans. This is quite challenging because you never really know what is working and what is not working. The main step in overcoming this bottleneck is to break down your goals into measurable chunks. To do this, you have to start with one simple task, and that's clearly defining your short and long-term goals with readily available information. Pretty much this will be the stepping stone for your strategy. Here are 2 steps to achieve this. Start by clearly defining your short and long-term goals. So what do you want in the short term? What do you want to achieve in 6 months, in 12 months? Write that down. How about your long-term goals? What do you want to achieve in 3 to 5 years? And if you're ambitious, in 10 years. Make sure you write that down. Be very clear about what you're looking to achieve. Try and put some numbers behind these goals so that you can always come back and measure it. For instance, you might set a goal that you want to increase sales by 20% in the next year in the West African region. Write it down. You might say we want to expand in East Africa, but what does expanding mean? Write something that is more concrete, like we want to be able to have access to 5 new distributors in a major market in East Africa like Kenya. Write that down. The better, be very clear and deliberate about your goals. These are the metrics that you and your team will come back to and measure every time as you progress along with your strategy, both in the short and long term. Step 2. Once you've set your goals, now use readily available information to start framing the questions that you need answered. Just because I said data is hard to find does not mean it is completely unavailable. Break down each market into key metrics that are important to you, your organization, and the goals that you have just set. Perhaps you are interested in the largest markets. Put that down, right? That information is easy to find. Perhaps you're looking for the market that has consumers with the highest purchasing power. Write that down. Look for that information. Or you might be looking to expand into only French-speaking countries because you're a French company, or you're looking to expand into a particular region, or maybe you're looking to expand into a country that is surrounding a country that you're already established in. You can easily do some of these, perform quick side-by-side country and regional analysis by measuring macroeconomic data that is across all countries, that is readily available. Things like GDP per capita, ease of doing business, infrastructural level, technological development, the political climate. Once you have that, you want to also lean on your network to try and get more information. So reach out to your local network, find the information that for within each country that you're interested in. If you don't have a big network, look for whatever is available. Basically, look within your organization. There's a chance that some of your colleagues might have already done this analysis before, or maybe you're the person that was previously in your position, put down some of this information, and you can use that as information to help you build somewhat of a strategy to start with. At this point, you want to get all information that is just readily available before you start digging deeper into more of the on-ground insights. You just want to get information that you can find online, you can find from your colleagues, you can find within your organization, so that you can frame your problem and set your goals properly. But it all starts with you, your team, and your goals. Be clear about your goals and then reach in to readily available information to help you create the initial framework for your strategy. Starting with your goals will provide you with the metrics that you can always go back to measure as you execute your strategy. If you need assistance in setting your goals for your team or looking for new regions to expand to, claim a free consultation with one of our business experts, and they can provide you with some guidance on how to think about your goals and how to get the information that you need to set your goals.